Welcome to the SEO plus AI show. My name is Josh Bashinsky, and I'll be your host for today. With me, as always, I have my co-host, Greg Bassani. Say hi there, Greg.
Hello, folks. How are you, Josh?
I'm doing very, very well. And today we are graced with the presence of our local SEO guru, who lives local to me, but is now traveling in Ontario for the summer, Ryan Mazies. Say hi there, Ryan.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on, Josh. Greg, it's always good to see you.
The pleasure is mine. Thank you guys for coming. If you've never seen the SEO plus AI show before, we are the best place online to learn about SEO. We do stringent testing of the SEO ranking factors. I run Underground SEO University, to which both Ryan and Greg are senior members. And we find out what the actual ranking factors are. And we also talk about AI on this show. I don't know if you've noticed, but AI is a thing now, and people are exploding and blowing up about it. And so we talk about AI on the show as well. We talk about what's new in AI. We talk about, in general, we talk about what's new in AI and SEO. I can't tell you, Greg and Ryan, how many conferences I've seen, how many courses I've seen of adding SEO plus AI. SEO Rockstars is all focused on SEO and AI this year. There's so many ChatGPT courses coming out for SEO plus ChatGPT this. Have you guys seen it around yourselves as well?
I have seen it as well. I'm starting to see a lot of WordPress plugins too come to where they will plug into AIs for designs or writing. And it can be, we'll talk about the pros and cons, but there's the SEO AIs, there's definitely concerns, but it's wildfire.
Yeah, for sure. So you're in the right place. SEO is just really becoming about reverse engineering AIs and building AIs / using AIs to help you get rankings. It's the golden age of SEO. I've been in SEO for over 25 years, and I know you guys have been in it for a while too. And for a long time, we've always been talking, wouldn't it be great if we just didn't have to hire writers, or wouldn't it be great if we could supplement our writers, or wouldn't it be great if... Because, I'm not a subject matter expert in towing. I'm not a subject matter expert in locksmithing. I'm not a subject matter expert in escorts. I'm not a subject matter expert in so many different things that people ask us to write SEO pages about. And it's like you have to go do this research and figure out what's going on, never mind with the keywords and whatnot, to make a helpful article that will, actually be good for end users. Heaven forbid your article is actually good for the end user. It helps convert and make sales for your customers. So we've had to do this manually before, but now we're in the age of AI. It's the Jetsons age with flying cars and robots and tread moving walkways and things like that.
Yeah, I always bring up that example. It's the Jetsons. Literally, things are on your wrist on your phone. You can ask a question. Right. I've been telling a lot of clients that SEO now is not just about ranking in a search engine. Everything has access to this worldwide web of data, and the modem or however people access that could be through Bing Chat, it could be through ChatGPT, it could be through these apps that are plugging into the same. So when you do proper SEO now, you're not just optimizing for search through Google now, you're optimizing for any of these other modalities that people can come through, which is really great, cool. So when you think if you get really good at your rankings, you can be the company or the service that's recommended when the Jetson styles people are asking their questions.
Yeah, no, that's true. And it's opening up to different areas. I know you've got a big win in that area. I remember seeing on the group recently as well. I think it was Bing Chat was recommending one of your sites. Yeah, so it's still possible, definitely, to do the SEO. And so let's get to today's topic. So today, however, we're going to laser focus. We're going to talk about specifically in-house SEO. There's going to be lots of tips for all SEOs in the show, but today we're going to talk about in-house SEO. We're going to talk about some of the pros and cons there and how AI can help you, the in-house SEO, some of the do's, some of the don'ts in in-house SEO using AI for your SEO. And so that's what we're talking about today. All right, so let's get to today's topic. So in-house, and this is going to be relevant to all SEO, so you don't have to stop watching, but specifically for in-house SEO. And even for those SEOs right now who are not doing in-house SEO, you never know. You might get an in-house SEO job. As I said, I've been doing SEO for over 25 years. I've been doing SEO longer than Google's been around. I started doing SEO back when it was just meta keywords, and you put keywords in the meta keywords, and that was it for Alta Vista and web crawler and meta crawler and search engines like that.
Jeeves was the thing.
Ask Jeeves, yeah. And then Yahoo. Yahoo was the big search engine before Google.
Yeah.
And we were all worried about, are they going to read our meta keyword tag and things like that? And so then Google came out in the late 90s, and then it just went from there, right? So I floated in out of in-house SEO jobs and agency jobs. I've done it all in SEO, really. I've been SEO team leads. I've been an SEO consultant the entire time because I was always doing contracts on the side. While I've been trying to make money to do my academic career, then I came back to marketing and SEO big time after I was finished with that. So I can talk about in-house SEO from a very grounded perspective. And so in-house SEO is kind of a funny beast, where I find doing client SEO and affiliate SEO, which I did a lot. I made a lot of money in affiliate SEO for many, many years. I was doing around 30 grand US at my height for affiliate SEO per month, selling skin creams, reselling skin creams. This was like, it's got to be 2013, 2014, around there. So client SEO and affiliate SEO, you have to go fast. Affiliate SEO is kind of in the middle, but client SEO, you got to go fast. You got to build lots of pages, and you have to go fast. And SEO is really a race when it comes to those things. Now, SEO is always a race, right? You should always think of SEO as a race. You shouldn't just think of how high you're ranking. You should also think, how much money did it cost to get there, and how fast did I get there, right? Because if your competitors can outspend you, and if they can outcompete you in terms of time, then it doesn't really matter. They're going to get to number one first. It'll be harder to knock them off that spot. And they're kind of winning the game. They're getting more money sooner, faster. It's all about that money coming in, and you have to manage that flow of money coming in and the money going out. It's not a matter of rank number one, make profit. Like, it's like the underpants gnomes from South Park. If you guys remember, that's an old South Park from like the 90s. The underpants gnomes. This was their plan. Steal underpants. Step one. Step two. Step three. Profit. So they skipped out on step two, right? All they knew was they're going to get underpants and somehow they're going to make money. So that's what I see a lot of people doing in SEO in general, is that they're like, I'm going to rank number one. Step one. Step two. Step three. I'll make profit somehow. And you got to make sure you don't chintz out on the middle part. And this is important for in-house SEO as well, which we're going to talk about some specific things there. So again, it's a race. You got to think of it as a race. Even in in-house SEO, it's a race, even though it's much slower paced quite often, usually, not always. In affiliate SEO, you got to go fast. You got to rank a lot of pages. You got to do it quickly. You got to get there first. You got to get there highest. You want to get some of that affiliate money, get that bang for your buck. Same with client SEO, right? But in in-house SEO, often, not always, but often, it can often be like you have 10 pages to SEO, or you got 20 pages to SEO. You only have a few amount of sales pages that your CEO, essentially, or the marketing manager, i.e. essentially your boss, cares about ranking. And quite often in in-house SEO, you have these vanity keywords, right? You guys seen this? I'm sure you've seen this. These vanity keywords, you can get this with client SEO too, but these vanity keywords that the CEO cares about, that he types in to see how well you guys are doing. It might be what people typed in 1998. It might have no relevance to what the SEO is going on right now and what you're optimizing right now. And it might not make any sales whatsoever. But he's like, I typed in Jaguar parts and we're not number one. Why not? Blah, that's the only query that matters. That kind of thing. Or and God bless him. I'm not saying that's a bad thing necessarily, but sometimes the CEO in in-house SEO might be, dare I say, a little out to lunch in regards to what is actually making any money, or what queries actually matter, or what you had a 4-hour meeting discussing that for the next 6 months would be your focus, and not the vanity keyword, So you got to watch out for that in in-house SEO as well. It's kind of a funny thing. You got really two sets of pages, and this can happen in client SEO as well. Not so much in affiliate SEO. In affiliate SEO, you find out which queries are going to make you the most money, and those are your vanity keywords only because they're going to make you the most amount of money. Now, that's to say that in affiliate SEO, you tend to have your head screwed on right. That is what everybody in every level of SEO should have, their head screwed on right. They should be trying to find the keywords that are going to make you the most money, either in direct sales or in a retargeting process, and then they're going to come back and make a sale. You could position yourself higher in the sales search funnel, where they're still looking for information and finding out about brands. The middle of the sales funnel, where they're like, oh, what's the best this, or what's the top this? And they're trying to find you there, and you're making a direct sale there. Or you could be at the laser end of the sales funnel where they've got their credit card close to hand. They're ready to make a purchase. They've already learned about XYZ. Now they want to make a purchase on XYZ. They don't want to buy XYZ. They want to purchase XYZ. Sell coupon code for XYZ. What is the best price for XYZ? They're getting much closer to where you're going to make the money, the moolah. Those should be your vanity keywords. So for in-house SEO, if you've got a boss or a CEO who's more focused on the vanity keywords, I would recommend these few things. And Greg and Ryan, you guys can jump in at any time. But first off, you need to manage client expectations. It's the same for any kind of SEO, right? You always need to manage your client expectations. We want to focus on these vanity keywords, but we don't want to focus on the vanity keywords in spite of some of these other money-making keywords that we've been talking about. Right, CEO. Okay. Oh yes, of course. We want to make money. Right. So then we're like, okay, so we'll focus on all of them. But just so you know, when we're spending hours on these keywords and I make a lot of money, some of these vanity keywords, they might reduce in ranking a little bit, or they might fluctuate. The worst thing is if the vanity keywords are not in your keyword discovery path, right? So on the show, we talk a lot about keyword discovery and how crucially important it is to SEO. And for those of you who don't know, keyword discovery is the phase you do before you start the SEO process. It's the research phase where you're going to try to find the keywords that are the easiest to rank for, that are the most lucrative, they're going to make you the most money, that have the most traffic, that are hot this year, or whatever those things are, and also are the low-hanging fruit that are easiest to rank for. And there's, no matter what kind of SEO you're doing, we recommend this strategy because traffic is important for rankings, and traffic is important for your brand. Traffic is important for repeat searches. Traffic is important for sales, obviously. That's what we're here to do, is to make more traffic for people, right? Ultimately, at the end of the day, in an organic sense, that's what this show's about, organic traffic, ranking in various search engines particularly. And the two biggest search engines still, to this day, are Google search and then YouTube search. Those are still the two biggest search engines. With Bing Chat starting to get a little bit more market share because of as Ryan mentioned, because of the AI generative search experience they have.
I agree with that. Keyword discovery and outlining those expectations first. I do a lot of client work, and I have worked as sort of an in-house SEO as a contractor a couple times. And I've always found that whenever I make the plan of keywords, I talk to the client or the CEO about, hey, here's what we're targeting and here we're going why. And that same kind of documented page that I bring that same thing up every time. I try to almost break it down into like 3 main points that we're targeting. Because sometimes, CEOs being CEOs or people not being SEOs, they can glaze over on the minor details.
Yes.
But really outlining what are good keywords to target and why they're good to get to target. It's almost educating them on what might make a vanity keyword bad is super important. It will set you up for success down the road for when they start looking back and asking questions. The simpler, the better. But in sense, like before you even start working on something, getting that out in the open is important. I always love asking clients, what are you hoping to get out of this? Are there certain terms that you're like really excited to rank for? Like first thing and foremost, because right when they bring it up, I can search the term, I can just kind of see what it looks like on the SERP, and I can just give them, hey, while we're here and not like, 2 months into this, I'm going to tell you my thoughts on this keyword right now. And it really helps pave the setting as you move forward. I always like also setting like timelines of what I might expect, but I always set them a little farther and then I try to hit them a little earlier, and that makes you look good.
Of course, right? Yes, always.
Under promise, over deliver.
Always, yeah. Under promise, over deliver. Always. That's the Geordie LaForge method of client management. Never tell the captain exactly how long it'll take. Or that was Scotty. Never tell the captain exactly how long it'll take. Double it so you seem like a miracle worker for sure. Yeah. You reminded me of the exact point I was going to make. Sometimes those vanity keywords that the CEO or manager want to rank for, sometimes they can be a huge blessing or they can be a huge detriment. They can be a huge blessing in the sense that, okay, they don't care if I spend money on this, even if it's not making any money, because they want to rank for it. And it happens to be super easy. Oh, great. Okay. It's super easy. Like their brand name, for example. Mm-hmm. A business should be ranking for their brand name. If the business is not ranking for their brand name, you've got more problems than just SEO problems, right?
That's keyword discovery number 1. Yeah.
Exactly. Like we call that reference rank. We call that entity vector in underground SEO university. People just call it branding in general. Like there needs to be other people out there talking about you. That's also part of backlinking, of course. There needs to be people out there talking about you so you can rank for your brand name. But what if your brand name is like topratemortgages.com? And that's actually an EMQ as well. It's an exact match query search. Okay, well, now we have a problem because now we have to show that that's also a brand as well. Google has to know that you are a brand for this keyword. In fact, you are so important to this keyword that ostensibly should be semantic in nature, and they should be ranking multiple pages for it. No, instead, that's your name, and they should be ranking you number one for it. Having that in your GMB name would help for information search, although I know you're going to have some problems getting, and Ryan, you can speak to this if I'm wrong. I know that you're going to have some problems in local if you have an EMQ in your name. That can produce some issues.
100% it can produce some issues. If your business name is going to be an EMQ, you need to make sure that the things you do off-site really support. So like citations, offline, other sites mentioning your brand name, Facebook, Twitter, all the socials. You need all those core things that Google say, hey, yes, this is a legitimate brand. Even like those social accounts hopefully are going to be a little active too, and showing that there's some activity on it. But
exactly.
you can get some hurdles to jump over in GMBs if you have EMQs. That's definitely been a focus over like the last 2 years. Google's been really cracking down on the GMBs and the local stuff because it was such an area for spam. And that's why EMQs get a red flag a lot of times.
Yeah. So again, EMQ stands for exact match query. If you wanted to rank for like Plumbers Dallas, that would be the EMQ, the exact match query, the exact match to what people are searching. So if your company was called Plumbers Dallas, well, then you better convince Google that is more of a name than it is a words to search for something.
I would say you also better convert every user that clicks on you.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about those clicks and the conversions because Google tracks everything. Google tracks all of this, and they can make very intelligent determinations as to, okay, these guys are just got this name for SEO purposes, or oh no, this is a real brand that just happens to match an exact query. We'll rank it for that. We'll rank it for a bunch of other stuff too. So it really is a pass-fail system at that point, and you really gotta, whether you're doing in-house SEO or not, one, you have to have your knowledge ready to tell the CEO the right stuff to manage their expectations correctly. If you don't manage the CEO's expectations or your boss, the marketing manager's expectations correctly, you're in for a world of hurt down the road, right? So you really got to manage your expectations. So if they want to rank for a brand name and the brand name happens to be something hard like an AMQ, that could be a serious issue. Well, what if the brand name is just like Johnson Sprockets, something that they should clearly easily rank for? If you're still not ranking for that, you still have an issue because you don't have enough of these other third-party sources of quality demonstrating that you are real, that Google can trust. And that we also call that reference rank at Underground SEO University. If you want to learn more about any of these tactics we're talking about in detail, please email me at joshpaczynski@gmail.com. You can join Underground SEO University, put secret sauce in the subject, and I can give you a discount. So that's one thing about the vanity keyword. The other thing about the vanity keyword is, though, it could be easy, like Ryan said, and he can really crush it in the sales call and be like, oh yeah, I can get you this in like, if it's super easy, I can get you this in a few weeks. And in your head, it could be a few days. All we have to do is make a page because it'd be super easy to rank for it. Another thing you should check to see is, does anyone else have that name? I've seen this before where someone else huge had the same name as a client. And they were ranking number one, and they're sucking up all the brand searches. They're sucking up all the air for the reference rank and the entity vector. That might be an idea to change the business name there too, or change the marketing ploy you do for your website. Like, for example, our website is trykeywordsspy.com. It's not keywordspy.com. Because keywordspy.com is owned by somebody else. We've been trying to buy it from them, but they won't answer our emails. Who knows? We'd have to wait for the DNS to run out on that one. It could be a 20-year registration. Who knows? So we decided to go for a branded domain name that has the call to action built into it. And this works really well, actually. Greg is the one who chose it. So he knew this trick as well. But I've also learned this from a pretty internet giant I was working with named Derek Gale at the Sell Health Affiliate Network when I was one of the places I was doing this in-house SEO at. He's a big name in internet marketing, has been for years, makes millions and millions. And that was his trick, was always buy a domain name that has the call to action in it and some of the keywords you want to rank for too. And that'd be easier to rank for because people will be searching for that, hopefully. And there will be less mix up if your name is the identical as some other name. So these are the kinds of stuff that you need to worry about when you're doing in-house SEO.
Your example of the keywordspy.com and then trykeywordsspy.com. So you guys all know, and I've said this 100 times, that I'm no expert SEO, but I'm learning a lot in the group, and I really enjoy it. But these two guys are much more knowledgeable than me. But the one thing I'm noticing is there must be some, I don't know what to call it, but they definitely, the keywordspy.com folks have some track record where Google is giving them the benefit of the doubt, because if you literally go to that site, you will bounce. Every user will bounce because it does not work. They've just basically abandoned it, like an abandoned house. So my theory is, like, CRO must take over at some point, and we easily jump to number 2 naturally. We didn't start there, but we did get there, and we've been there. When Google decides to flip us to the first spot and move them down or off the SERP completely, that's going to be like a time frame that maybe you guys can sort of look into and be like, okay, this kind of makes sense. This brand name has this amount of cred, and Google definitely has built in CRO into their algorithms, and it's a heavy indicator of how well it's going to rank. But what outweighs CRO? And it's obviously some sort of authority that they've had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's something for you guys to look at as an experiment. It's right sitting in front of us. I've got the data to show, like, when we started ranking number 2, and so I think, I don't know, in a month or 2 we should overtake them, or I don't know, CRO. Maybe it's not that important, because I know for a fact their website literally does not work. You cannot use their website besides like just clicking around and like reading some words. So it's an interesting to look at, and people are searching for Keyword Spy.
Yeah.
People are actually buying ads for Keyword Spy.
The keyword you're saying is Keyword Spy? If I just type keyword space spy?
Yep.
So Keyword Spy is still got keyword tools, arts, movies. They still have a featured snippet. SpyFu is stealing our lunch here in the sponsor. They're bidding on Keyword Spy.
Yes, they are.
In the sponsored. But if you click on their site, you get a 403. So it will take a long time to get rid of a 403 in their system. It'll take months.
It's interesting. This says that it's blocked from a country, so I wonder if only certain countries can access it.
Oh, it might be that.
Yeah, so the Amazon Cloud for distribution is configured to block access from your country. You can't connect to the server. It could be to do with certain law things that have been passed in Canada. I know Bard doesn't work here because of that, so curious if it's similar. Who has a VPN?
Yeah. I'd have to fire up. I have to see if my VPN's still working, but yeah, you're right. It could be still working in some other country. So again, based on the vanity keyword, based on some of the great decisions CEOs make and give to SEOs, that's where a lot of the friction comes in for in-house SEO, is managing that. As in-house SEO, you really need to have the tools that will help you boost, and you really need to have the knowledge that will help you boost. You need to advise the CEO as fast as possible with the accurate knowledge. That's where being a member of Underground University will help out, but also having the right tools, the right AI tools. So that's where we want to talk about getting a little bit to, is how AI will help you. So you can use some of these searches we talked about for vanity keywords and things like that. The next thing that we would recommend, obviously, is I talked about keyword discovery, making sure you're ranking for the right keywords to begin with. And that's where you would use Keyword Spy, our tool Keyword Spy. Let me just quickly show you. We have a keyword discovery. These are some of our wins that we got recently. Check out last week. I went through them in great detail. Amos Struck was our winner for the last competition we had. We do a monthly or quarterly competition because we can see in the back end how all the rankings are going. And that's how we make spot check differences. We're the only tool that does this, to my knowledge, of actually seeing how well people rank and then see what their numbers are at, and then be like, okay, everyone needs to shift your numbers to this, and everyone needs to shift your numbers to that. So we have real-time data as to actually the numbers you need to be going for. But one of the reasons why some of these guys are getting such nice boosts is because they're using keyword discovery to begin with, right? Our AI will actually, like an SEO consultant, check to see, are you using AI content? Are you a top-level expert? Are you using a powerful site? You put your seed keyword in, and it will actually start to see the competitive keyword metrics, and it sees all the other metrics as well. It sees the year-over-year change. You can go for the keywords that are really hot this year. It'll tell you how much people are paying for it on Google Ads. Wow. Emergency plumber St. Louis is $33 a click. That doesn't surprise me at all, Ryan. That would be a high click item. That would definitely make a lot of money. At a very low keyword ROI comparatively. So you might be like, okay, wow. This is where a system like this was really going to help you out. You don't have to use our system, but you definitely should be doing keyword research either way. Our system does it for you and make it as easy as 20 minutes as opposed to 20 hours. But then again, in-house SEOs, you got to justify that 8-hour a day thing they're paying you, I guess. So take 20 hours to do it if you want manually, or do it in our system in 20 minutes and then play Minecraft the rest of the time. I don't know. Do whatever you want to do.
A great, like looking at this, I can see that, you have emergency plumber St. Louis in the top row, $32 a click, 170, but it looks like the return on investment is slow. Because if you think about it, of the clicks you might get, how many of those convert? Hopefully all of them. But you can scroll down a bit and you can look at plumber St. Louis, which is a little less, but it says the ROI is high on it. So
yeah,
interesting. Yeah,
the ROI is huge. Yeah, this ROI is going to be down because comparatively it's way less searches, and it's down this year. It's down 60% in the last 6 months. Not as many people are looking for emergency plumbing in St. Louis for some reason. And the Google ad competition is only medium. It's not high. It's not highly competitive. Mm-hmm. But anyway, you can sort it by final ROI based on the keyword difficulty. But if we just check the keyword difficulty for emergency plumber St. Louis, you might be like, oh, it's $33 a click. Those people they have an emergency situation. They need to spend money. That is a high value keyword, right? You want to rank for this if you can. This is a high value keyword that they've got the credit card in hand, right? It doesn't really matter if it's down 6 months, 60%, 6 months, unless something has happened in St. Louis where you can't do this anymore, but I doubt that's the case. You can search it as well here to see what comes up for it. It'll search it for in the US in English, with personalization turned off. It'll do the query for emergency plumber St. Louis. And you can see here, who's ranking for it in the map pack and who's ranking for it here in informational search, to which this keyword research will help you with both, and Keyword Spy will help you with both. But you might be like, okay, let's try to rank for it. But how difficult is it? And if we check the difficulty here, the difficulty is pretty good. It's only 15% difficulty, in which our general rule of thumb is if you double that, that's the spot you'd come in at. So you should come in out at spot 30 just from using Keyword Spy. And it shows you the difficulty scores here. We look at if the EMQ is in the page, how much the EMQ is in the title. Only one of them has the EMQ in the title, which is interesting. Whether the EMQ is in the URL. We have an actual emergency plumber St. Louis here, which is ranking number 1. So they get a lot of clicks. They must get a fair amount of clicks. We see what page rank they have on the site. They have a very low page rank. Look at that, page rank of 8. That'd be 0.8 in when you used to think of page rank from 1 to 10. That would be a 0.8. This is a percentage, right? These guys have a page rank of 2. These guys have a page rank of 7 because they're Yelp.
I almost wonder if the emergency plumber URL just goes for emergency plumber searches.
It's going to.
Yeah.
Because they're focusing on emergency plumber St. Louis.
Yeah.
They're not really going to easily rank for anything else, right?
Yeah, but I mean, this is a good, this page might not be the most beautiful page for web design, when you think about, but in terms of easy, you click it and the first thing is contact us at a phone number and someone in an emergency, that's going to get conversions really easy. And conversions, I still think conversions play a role in helping things rank, especially in the SERPs where there is traffic. But this layout, I think, although maybe not be the most design to our time, I still think meets those minimum standards for conversion opt.
For sure. And we should check to see what this looks like on a phone, because that's probably what 90% of the people are on.
Yeah, above the fold, yeah.
Yeah, so I just hit F12 to go into the console for Chrome, and that'll immediately put it in some phone parameters. And right there you can call. You can click to call. It's right on your screen, the Galaxy S20 Ultra. And on the iPhone SE, you can't see it. This logo is too big, but you can see the phone here. You have to scroll slightly to see it. So it's just one little scroll. That's going to really, believe it or not, that's going to reduce the sales by 1 to 7%. Just that one little interaction of just trying to do this, decrease sales 7% on average. Any 100%. Interaction decreases sales 7 to 15% on average. So boom, just because they didn't see that, or they see this, now they got to highlight it and do more stuff. That is decreasing sales. If this was just moved up slightly, or if this logo was smaller, or this menu was like I put in a hamburger over here or something like that, then boom, they would be making more sales. Quite frankly, off the bat.
My mobile hack I always try and do is that when the websites people go into mobile, the call to action button just floats at the bottom of the cell phone, no matter where you're scrolling, so you can easily hit it with your thumb. Yeah, exactly
how we teach it in Underground SEO University. That way, no matter how they scroll, it's always at the bottom. It really stands out. No eyeball will miss it. If they want to click, if you have, it's all about for CRO, for in-house SEO or not, it's all about perception of value. And the perception of value has to be sum total more positive than negative. Keeping in mind that every interaction is negative, right? And never underestimate how lazy or distracted your users are. Never underestimate. They're always more distracted and more lazy than you presume.
Great case in point as a distraction example. Someone who is phoning an emergency plumber, they have the phone in one hand and a bucket in the other.
Yeah.
Because they got right?
Yes.
So it needs to be really straightforward, like when you see someone like a panic mode.
Definitely. So you don't need the effing social buttons here. No one gives a shit about sharing this on social. You need to get rid of these, and you need to make this smaller, just so that this click to call now is there, and they can see it, and it'll stand out to them, and they can click it. So that would increase sales for this guy like 7%, at least, statistically speaking. I would highly recommend it. But anyway, my point is about using keyword discovery, and whether you use our system or not, it's totally up to you. Again, you could try it free for 2 weeks at trykeywordspy.com. No credit card needed. I highly recommend you do keyword research first. It's 75% of the battle, and it's so important for all SEO, but especially in-house SEO, because this is because your butt's on the line, right? When you tell the CEO or the marketing manager or your client, but the marketing manager, your CEO, it's even worse when you're in-house SEO, because you have to look at them in the face, and this is your job, right? You work for them. Losing a client is one thing. Losing a job is a whole nother level of stress, right? Quite frankly. So you don't want to do that, obviously. You don't want to lose your job. So managing the expectations of those people you report to is so vitally important in all SEO, but no more so than in in-house SEO, because it's your job, it's your livelihood, and it's your people you have to talk to on a daily basis. So you really need to do keyword discovery. You need to do the keyword discovery beforehand, so you find the easiest keywords to rank for. And in our system, you just sort it by final ROI, and it'll give you the keyword ROI plus the ease of rank equals the final ROI. So you will get the easiest keywords to rank for that will also make you the most money, that have the most traffic and the best searches. It maximizes your chances. Now, Plumber St. Louis here is surprisingly easy to rank for. This is fascinating. Look at this. We got average difficulty of only 10%. That is super low. Checking the difficulty here, you'll start to get a sense of how difficult it is going to be. And we have a difficulty calculation. And this is what you should all be doing personally for your difficulty calculation, whether you use our system or not. You should be using this difficulty calculation. Is the EMQ in the page? No, then it's easy to get. It's easier to beat them. Is the EMQ in the title? No, then it's easier to beat them. Is the EMQ in the URL? No, then it's easier to beat them. What's their page rank? That's good old page rank, the links. Obviously, the Better Business Bureau will be difficult. Yelp will be difficult. But Kirkwood here only got a page rank of 1.6. These guys have a page rank of 0.7. These got a page rank of 0.8. Super easy. What is the EMQ page focus? These guys are not that focused on Plumber St. Louis. They've probably got a bunch of other keywords they're trying to go for there, which makes it easier to get Plumber St. Louis for you. What is the EMQ site focus? Is that what their whole site is focused on? No, these guys are 13% focused on it, 17% focused on it, 18% focused on it. Again, if you had a site dedicated to Plumber St. Louis, you would have a much easier time ranking for it. Is the EMQ in the title? Yeah, it's 30% in the title, 30% in the title. Yeah, about a third of the title is focusing on the EMQ, but they don't actually say Plumber St. Louis in the title, or they're not focusing on that in the title as much. It's going to be easier if you do all these things, which our system tells you to do, except for your site focus and page rank. We don't have off-page SEO built into Keyword Spy yet, But we do tell you to do this. We do tell you to do this. We do tell you and help you to do this. The AI does that for you. The AI does this for you, and the AI does this for you as well. If you do all those things, it's going to be that much easier to rank for it. That's why we say all you need to do is basically double this difficulty number, and that's on average. And this is held up over the months. That is on average what you will get when you use our system out of the box. And it'll do it much faster for you, especially in in-house SEO. You can sit there playing solitaire. Just don't let your boss see you and get in trouble. Check to see if you have a screen watcher installed on your computer first. But if you don't, and you're not going to get in trouble, then you just use our system to do the SEO. You look like a wizard. You're getting SEO rankings day in, day out, and you can play solitaire the rest of the time. Or I don't know, talk to the cute girls in the office, or the cute guys, or the cute whomever. Do whatever you want. I don't know. But you don't have to be doing SEO because our system does it for you. But whether you're using our system or not, that's what you should be looking at for competitive research, right? Also, are they a brand or not? How much traffic are they getting? This is another major factor. These guys are only getting 300 per month to the page. These guys are getting huge values to the page. They're not doing any paid traffic, however, apparently according to our third-party data source. So that'll tell you the higher these things are, the harder it will be to rank. And it's all relative to all the other searches as well. But then when you find the easiest stuff to rank for, like plumbing St. Louis is different than plumber St. Louis. You would make a different page for that, even though it'd be close. And again, this one is super easy to rank for too, comparatively speaking. You make all those changes, you can make actual predictions. When you use our system here, or when you've done really good competitive research, either manually on your own for hours and hours, or in our system under 5 or 10 minutes, when you see how difficult it is, you can actually make promises to your because they're all going to ask you how long will it take to rank, right? Every client asks you, and your CEO, your boss, and your marketing manager, whoever you report to in in-house SEO, is going to ask you how long is it going to take to rank. And right now we give them kind of a bullshit answer like, 6 months, whatever. We don't know because we haven't done this process. But if you've done this process, you'll know with a much higher degree. If you've done proper competitive research and you know how long it takes you to do this and this and this and to get this and this and this and this and this and this and this, you basically have a much better idea for these guys how long it will take you to get all this. Now you know if you've done it manually how long it will take you, or if this is all being done automatically for you here in Keyword Spy, which it is, then you just take this, you double it. It's going to be like, we're going to hit spot 2. We're going to hit page 2, rather. Sorry. When I do the on page for this, we're going to hit page 2 or 3. That'll be done in a few weeks. And you're going to be right the vast majority of the time because of the AI logic that's built in the system that's crunching all the numbers for you, that's figuring out all this stuff. So you can change your estimated time to ranking from a matter of months. You can change your estimated time of ranking on the SERP to a matter of weeks. And you could say, it'll take this long because I have to update it, edit it. The system will take this long to do it. That's how long it'll take, right? So that's a super, super awesome thing because just saying it'll take 6 months, clients are kind of used to it, right? In client SEO, they're kind of used to it. They're like, yeah, that's what everyone says. Fine. Okay, fine. You can kind of abuse your client in that way. I mean, I don't really mean the word abuse, but you know what I mean. Like you can kind of be like, yeah, 6 months and they'll accept it. But in in-house SEO and affiliate SEO, you cannot and should not accept such a huge date. And they typically won't. And Ryan, I see you shaking your head. If you tell the CEO, I don't know, 6 months, they typically don't like that answer, do they? Right?
I am 100%. I do a lot of I use the general 6 month with most client work. But on the in-house ones, we have the turnover, the quickness they want, the rankings is typically a little bit faster. And so like if you do good keyword discovery, you can maybe find those quick wins to maybe hit some of those dates.
Yes.
And then maybe start some months that will go longer, but 100%. Timeline is really important to that. And I would say every time you meet and report, speaking to the progress of those timelines is equally something that they'd want to see.
Exactly. Yeah. Every time. Okay. There's 10 milestones in this project. Okay. We've hit milestone 1. We've hit milestone 2. We've hit milestone 3. And in the times you said it would take. And that's what reassures CEOs. CEOs are kind of like babies. They're hungry. cranky babies. They want everything and they want it right now. And what they don't want is for you to lie on the time or be wrong on the time or inflate the time too high or for it to take too long. So this is essential for any kind. And for affiliate SEO, it's a race. You need to rank number one now to get money now because you're putting money out. So you need to know how long it's going to take to do a proper SWOT analysis. You need to know how long it's going to take to be a professional SEO. Just an off the cuff, 6 months. You can do better and you should do better and you will do better when you're doing proper keyword difficulty analysis. And again, you could do it really fast in our system. Again, try keywordspy.com. You can try it free for 2 weeks. No credit card needed. You can log in with your Google ID. You don't even have to give us your email. Just put that in. Easy peasy. And our AI is going to do all the competitive research for you. Or by all means, if you want to DIY it, you need to check if the EMQ is in the page. Is the EMQ in the title? Is the EMQ in the URL? What is the EMQ page focus? What is the semantic page focus? How focused is the page on Plumber St. Louis? Not plumbing St. Louis, not get a plumber in St. Louis, exactly Plumber St. Louis. How focused is the site on exactly Plumber St. Louis, Missouri? MO, they have the MO at the end of it. That's Missouri, right? How focused is the title on EMQ? Forget the backlinks. We're just trying to get to page 2. This is the initial on page we're doing here. Just to get to page 2, which is what this says it'll do for you. And we can get that for you really quickly in the system. And you can, whatever. You can play Minecraft or flirt with the secretary, whatever other time you want to do that. While Keyword Spy is doing the work for you, you can have a little bit more fun at the office. Or who knows, maybe take some other customers on the side and make a little bit more money. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I can't give legal advice. That might break some kind of contract. I don't know. And be very careful that your boss doesn't see you doing this because that tends to piss them off too. But just telling you, as a matter of fact, every single in-house SEO job I had, I was also doing clients on the side. So I was making whatever it was, $50 an hour from the in-house SEO job and $100 an hour from the client jobs. I was making way more money, working way, way less. So let's do that again. Let's go Plumber, St. Louis, United States, get results. I'm going to tell it I'm using AI content because if I was using the system, I would. And that might make it marginally more difficult to rank as long as if your numbers in editor are not in the green, which we're building an AI co-pilot in the system to tell you whether your numbers are in the green. So to beat you over the head to make sure your numbers are in the green. So that is a really good idea there. And we'll say get results. So now we see the keyword difficulty reports are much higher. Look at this. That's because I said I was using AI content, so that factored the difficulty higher. And it made it 20% more difficult. And now we also have brand awareness, a penalty of 15 points.
That's a penalty.
Yeah, it's a penalty of 15%. If our AI recognizes the brand, like BBB or Yelp, it'll give you a 15%. It didn't recognize Home Guide or Thumbtack. It didn't recognize Rocket Plumbing. It recognized Angie, obviously, Better Business Bureau. It recognized Yelp. It recognized Groupon, obviously, Forbes, obviously, Home Advisor, obviously, and Roto-Rooter. It recognized all those as major brands. Yeah. So now, see, what other AI gives this to you? None. Zero. Now you can look at this and you can be like, okay, I know you highlighted this in green, AI SEO Copilot for Keyword Spy, and you thought, hey, this is a good one because look, it's the easiest. Technically, when everything is added together, it's the easiest. Because plumbers near me, it's not really that focused on different things. Like that's a bad query maybe to look at because the near me is an anomaly. It's not a semantic keyword anymore. Now Google in the back end just changes near me with your location. It's not a semantic keyword or the semanticness of near me is not as heavily rated anymore as it used to be. But that's besides the point. It's just an example. Now you can be like, yeah, but I'm never going to, I might not beat Better Business Bureau. And quite frankly, the reason why the Better Business Bureau is on this SERP might be because of Query Deserves Diversity, QDD. Google is putting it there just because they want to have a Yelp or a Better Business Bureau or a Forbes type of answer there. The only one here you could possibly beat might be Rocket Plumbing Now. That is a local guy. This is a local guy for your particular area of where the search was done, right? So that's the kind of thing you'd be beating.
I would even say in this, like, although the BBB shows up here and ANG shows up here for those searches, a lot of things when it comes to local is you're trying to rank the GMB, because the GMBs will rank over the actual SERP rankings. I don't think the Better Business Bureau is going to have a GMB that will rank for that. They might take like a ranking in the blue, but you could probably beat some of those bigger brands in the GMB should you do that correctly.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So 24-hour plumbing, plumbing companies, drain clearing near me, water heater and repair near me, emergency plumber, local plumber. And so we got all these different keyword suggestions here that come up that the AI has intelligently come up with here. Plumbing, water heater repair. I could do the next top 20 and get that processing as well to find different ones. Yeah. But anyway, so the long story short is I would sort it by keyword difficulty. I'd find some of the easier ones, including the brand awareness, including AI content. This is some of the easier stuff. When you build it in our system, you can see, you're like, okay, look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 spots on the page 1 SERP. And this is how you should look at it and think of it. And no other AI tool does this for you. There's 6 spots on the page 1 SERP that are, I mean, all 10 are up for grabs when you're using Underground SEO University tactics and when you're using Keyword Spy tactics. All 10 are up for grabs. We're not scared of Yelp. We're not scared of Roto-Rooter. We're not scared of Angie. We can and have beaten all these. We can and have gotten all these. Ryan has beaten all these and has gotten all these for countless local queries.
What we do.
But when you're hedging your bets and you're being conservative and you're called on the carpet to your CEO, and the CEO asks, okay, well, what spot in the SERP are we going to get? Tell me which one we're going to beat. I would look at the ones that don't have any brand awareness. I would look at the ones that have less traffic. I would look at the ones that have, worse page rank, less backlinks. I would look at the ones that don't have an EMQ in the page, in the title, in the URL. I would look at the ones where the site focus is low on this. If the site focus is high on this, like this guy here, now we have a problem of getting that guy out. But this is the one that I would look at. It's also the one that AI selected because the overall score is lowest, even though you're using AI content. And even with the brand awareness AI calculations, it doesn't recognize this brand of Rocket Man Plumbing. I would say that AI did a really good job on this. This is Emergency Plumber Albuquerque. So let's say you're trying to do plumbing in Albuquerque. This guy would come up. Can you beat this? Sure. This is just some dude. Trying to beat this guy is the easiest thing to get off the SERP. And then once you're on page 1, you're in the flow of traffic from the SERP. You need to make sure your CTR, the SERP CTR is maximized. Make sure that snippet is enticing. And there might be some other tricks to getting clicks that you would learn in Underground SEO University. Again, email me secret sauce in the subject matter. We can help you out. And you look at the average difficulty. On average, you can tell your CEO, well, I see some openings here. And you can show them this report. Show them this report, copy and paste it, and be like, here you go. Here's a report. Do a screenshot of it and be like, I have an advanced AI doing this analysis for me. Don't tell him what it is so he doesn't replace you. To say, I have access to this, you don't.
That's a good point. Never share your tools.
Yes, never share your tools with the CEO. Keep your tools. Your SEO tools are your bread and butter, is your life. Join Keyword Spy. Get the grandfather pricing we have going on right now of $144 a month. You need to email me or Greg directly for that. Don't go to the website. Email me directly or Greg directly for $144 a month. We can grandfather you into that. Get Keyword Spy, join Keyword Spy, get the grandfather pricing, and hold that very close to your chest. And don't let your CEO know you're using it. So maybe just copy and paste this and put this in an Excel for them like this. Just copy and paste this into Excel. That'll work fine. And then be like, and here's the one that we could go for. We could go for this one. We could try to beat this one. We could try to beat this one. This one seems to be the ones at the bottom here, which makes sense. They're easier because lower a score because they're closer to the bottom. These are the ones that are really in play for this particular keyword, whatever the keyword is. I'm just using this as an example. And say, on average, our page in a week or two after developing it should be on the SERP in page 4 or 5. If we don't get page 4 or 5, and here's the thing, because we know this statistically should happen, now we can start making educated decisions based off of this. And if we're like, if you don't get spot 4 or 5 using our system and you're in the green for all your numbers in editor, so you go into editor here, you build some kind of article. Now you see my numbers are way off. My numbers are way out here. I'm way over optimized, right? This is red. It should be flashing red with a fire. My average predictability length is too high. My predictability length is too high. This one is a really important one, and this one's a really important one. Once I get into the green, and recently our stats proved that if you can be in this range of the green, on average, you will get 12 spot boosts. On average, because again, we're watching all the data in the back end, so we know how well people are ranking and we know where their numbers are at, right? And on average, this data was super clear. The statistics were super, super clear. On average, if you get this number into the proper range for whatever it says, you will be 12 spots higher on average. So it's crucially important that A, you know what the proper numbers are. You only will with keyword discovery. B, you have keyword discovery. C, you're editing the articles in here. And D, you have to get your numbers in the green. Once your numbers are in the green for this one, and for this one particularly, got to get this down to 4.1. Spot 1 to 2 averaged 3.9. Spot 1 to 5 or 1 to 10 averaged 4.1 here. And this averaged 1 to 10 points under the competitor average. And when you did this, it was a huge boost. It was a huge boost. The biggest boost in the system by far. Other than doing the keyword research to find the easiest keywords to begin with, the next best thing you could do is B, have this number in the right variance, and B, 1 to 10 percentage under the average comp, which is this, and that's what this is calculated to give you. You should get, on average, now this is an average, so for you it might not be this much. For you, it could be slightly more. A huge 12 spot boost. It was enormous. I couldn't believe it when I crunched the data. I did it twice to make sure it was correct, and it was. This is after looking at hundreds and hundreds of records. So the data for this was very clear. So when you're in keyword discovery and you tell your boss, okay, when we try to go for this particular keyword, whatever it is, and it says this number here, double this, and this is where we should be. You know this. Don't tell the CEO this. Double this, and this is a good rule of thumb of where you're going to end up, especially if you got your numbers correct. If you got your numbers correct, we can almost guarantee that you're going to get this properly, right? So this is a much higher difficulty keyword. This one here, 37%. That means you're going to come at spot 7 or page 7 or 8 for this particular one. It doesn't matter what the EMQ is here. This is just, I'm using this as an example. And whether you hit the numbers in the green is going to make a lot of the difference there, a whole lot of difference. Or looking at an easier one here. This one's 16%. Double it to 32. You should come in at spot 32 roughly, especially if you have those numbers in the green that I talked about. And so again, if you want to check out this stuff and see how it all works, go to trykeywordsspy.com. You could try free for 2 weeks, no credit card needed. Your email's not even needed. Log in with your Google account, try our system, and make sure you don't pass up keyword discovery. It is a gem of the system that is working really well. It does AI calculations of how hard and difficult it'll be to get above and beyond what any other tool does. It's really a gem of the system that I think is overlooked. But keyword discovery is a crucially important phase for any SEO, in-house SEO especially. And if you don't come in at spot 32 for this, if you're above it, that's good news. That means you have, compared to these guys, you've got a powerful site, you've got a good site, they like your design, your DOM vector is in the right area, your machine learned design is in the right area, or you've got good usage metrics or things like that. That's good news. That means it's going to be easier for you to rank for this. So you can be even more confident that these numbers are going to be correct for you. If you did this and you came in lower than spot 32, and I mean drastically lower, like spot 42 or 52, then because these numbers are so solid for us in terms of these statistics that we see of the hundreds and hundreds of pages that are done and ranking in Keyword Spy, then you could use that as a diagnostic to be like, okay, there's something else wrong with my site. Google doesn't like something. I should have come in at spot 32 and all my numbers were in the green. So check to make sure your editor numbers are in the green. If they are, you should be seeing a much more faithful representation of this doubling this to where you're going to come in at. And if you're like, Josh, I got my numbers in the green. This said average difficulty of 16%. I said, yes, I'm using AI content. I didn't lie on the top level expert or powerful site thing that I did. You know, what's going on? Email me at joshpaczynski@gmail.com. I want to see it and I'll see if I can help you out about it. But quite frankly, that means that these guys are a little bit more powerful, and they're getting good usage metrics, maybe something that we can't see in our back end. We don't know what kind of traffic they're getting. We don't know how well they convert. They could be getting 1,000 users a day, but only convert at 0.1%. Or they could get 1,000 users a day, but convert at 20%. That's a big, huge difference, right? And sometimes you can't always tell. There's no way you can know. All you can tell is by eyeballing it, looking at their site and being like, okay, when a user lands here, are they going to like this? No, they're not going to like that at all. When a user lands here, are they going to convert? Maybe. This is a pretty good conversion button here. They've got the button right here, or they're probably doing it in local. What do you see in local? In local, it looks like this. I don't know what this green thing is here. I see the call us button right here, so that's probably going to convert pretty well. Pretty well.
I see those call buttons a lot on sites like these, and they work pretty well. I've seen similar things to that green dot. That's just saying they got lots of reviews, but it doesn't seem to be displaying properly on this.
It could be just because of my Chrome here.
Oh yeah, Chrome's always.
I reloaded it and it's gone. Yeah. So here's the problem. Oh no, there it is. It's floating. The call us now button should be floating, not the reviews.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a colorful request service button that stands out. So, but they're still, every time you make them scroll or look around, this stays on the screen. That's good. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
So that's good. So they probably convert really well. So you might be like, do we convert this good? Do the rest of our pages convert this well? You need to ask yourself those kinds of questions. If you want to learn more about that, email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com. We'll be happy to help you. Okay, guys, so that's where we're going to cap it off for today. Greg and Ryan, what are kind of your final thoughts?
One of the things I'm trying to look into is more ways to report how SEO efforts are producing more exposure. Like we talked about the example of Bing Chat coming in. It's always great to show how you can see that your work is being more valuable. And the way times are changing, there's definitely more value in what we do now than there was a couple of years ago. So if you're looking into other ways to report on different mediums or way to show that, that's kind of what I'm focusing on. I think that's great. And I think it will be something that puts you a little bit ahead of the average SEO.
Definitely, for sure. And on this show, we're going to be all over that. Like as soon as generative search actually starts showing an effect, the research we've seen thus far is that generative search is not really having that much of an effect. But I don't know how much it's rolled out to the entire world yet. I can't even see it here in Canada yet. There's a lot of countries that can't even see it. But I know that generative search is really super annoying to use sometimes. And the featured snippet is a better user experience in many cases. So we're going to have to check to see. We're going to have to check to see how well that happens. But in this show, we're going to be all over. AI is not going anywhere. It's the future of SEO. So you're watching the right show, and we're going to be all over it as we move forward in the future. Greg, do you have any final comments, stuff that I might have missed?
Well, since you pretty much demoed keyword discovery extensively, I should mention we, for that specific feature itself, we just got approved by AppSumo, which is a big brand SaaS sort of lifetime deal. So I'm very excited that we got approved, and we will be launching on that, I would say, within 2 weeks. So if you're interested, like Josh said, you can try it out for free. Come on and Gmail, connect to your Gmail or email, whatever. Try it out. Do some searches on the keyword discovery. If you like the feature, you can buy a lifetime deal. There'll be 3 packages on AppSumo, and that's the best deal you're going to get. And it's just keyword discovery.
Very important.
Keyword discovery is such an underused area of SEO. I don't know why everyone doesn't talk about it all day, every day. That is where 75% of your successes come from, is doing the proper keyword research to begin with.
Sometimes you might work with a client and you might find out after doing keyword discovery that this might not be worth it considering what you're hoping to gain.
Completely.
Yeah, it's about being responsible with your client's dollar and everyone's time. Do keyword discovery.
Yeah, and it just saves your ass. Do not let the client or the CEO choose what your keyword should be. Do not let ChatGPT choose what your keyword should be. Don't just fire up ChatGPT and think it's a substitute for SEO research, stuff like that. It really is not. You might be like, Josh, why didn't you mention ChatGPT more in this In-House SEO plus AI show? Because it's crap. Because it's crap. That's why I didn't mention it. Because you just can't fire up ChatGPT and ask it what stocks to buy or what crypto to buy, how to do surgery, or how to do SEO. You can't ask it any of these things. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot. And if don't let your boss sing you do it or believe that you can do that, because they'll fire you and do it, right? So you need to get a good SEO tool that does this. We, of course, would recommend Keyword Spy. We don't know of any other good ones that are doing what we do. Otherwise, we'd recommend them. But if you want to do it manually, go ahead. Email me at joshbrasinski@gmail.com. I'll help you out how to do it manually. But it'll take you hours and hours and hours. But yeah, I would get on that AppSumo deal for sure. If you're not sure if you want the full suite of tools, which you do, but if you're not sure yet, try free for 2 weeks. Try building an article. Try doing reports, seeing the AIs we build for you. We build a rank brain for you, BERT for you, neural matching, helpful content, knowledge graph, review content. We build all those AIs for you and give you the actual keywords you want. But also look at this AppSumo deal. That's super awesome. We were approved. Make sure you're doing the keyword discovery research. It's all in the starting phases where everything goes awry. Do not let ChatGPT or your CEO or your client tell you what keywords you want to rank for, because they don't know. They don't know, right? They're going to choose the worst keywords for you to try to go for that everyone and their dog is trying to go for that are just too difficult to go for. You're not going to succeed. We're not doing SEO in year 2. We're doing SEO in year 25, right? People have 25 years of racing ahead of you. They are 25 years ahead of you in this foot race. So you think you're just going to go for the same keywords they've been building links on for 20 years? No. You need to do keyword discovery research. You need to be able to have that thing to save your ass. Keyword Spy will save your ass. And when you're called on the carpet and they're like, why aren't we ranking for this? You'd be like, well, look, I showed you the data. I don't show them with the tool. You got it. Put it in Excel. Look, I did this research, and look, it should work really well. Clearly, I told you we need to fix those technical errors. They're not fixed yet. And they'll be like, oh, okay. It's going to give you leverage, right? It's going to help you do SEO. It's going to help you succeed. Sorry, a bit of my hair was sticking out there. My autism OCD was going crazy. So I really recommend you do this competitive research ahead of time. It is so important. This is what the professionals do. Ask any professional who's been doing this for 20 years or is in my university and has heard me rant about this forever. If you're not doing a keyword discovery phase to start off with, you are really like going out hunting wearing blinders. Whether you get that big buck or not, it's just a matter of rolling the dice. If you do the keyword discovery ahead of time, it's like you're scouting out your area to find where the game trails are, and you're gonna get that big juicy 12-point buck. Sorry to use a hunting metaphor for those people who don't like hunting. It's just the first thing that popped into my head. You got to do the keyword research. You got to do the keyword discovery ahead of time to find the keywords you should be going for to begin with, and then do the keyword research to find out what AI keywords are going to help boost you and score you to rank higher for those primary EMQs you're going for. All right, let me just quickly check to see if there's any other questions. There are. So GLN says, I targeted a keyword difficulty of 0 on Ahrefs, and my site doesn't rank at all. Oh, that sucks, GLN. I'm super sorry to hear that. Yeah. Some people like it when I slag other groups off and tell the truth in SEO. Some people get a little offended when I slag when I call out people doing bad things in SEO. So let me just say, and I'll be as politically correct as I can when I say this. Ahrefs is complete and utter shit. It's complete and utter crap. Their keyword discovery phase is complete garbage. It's just based on links. That's it. As if there's one algorithm that ranks you in SEO and they think it's links. So this is the toned down version of how bad it is. And there's the case in point, the evidence right there. I cannot tell you, I'm so sorry, Jalen, that you had to go through that. I cannot tell you how many times this has happened and I've heard that. So yeah, you can take our system to the bank. It is going to be much, much closer. As you see what we're measuring. And if you know SEO, you can see why that's really important to measure those things. You can take our system to the bank. Keyword discovery, you can take to the bank and see that it's like, yeah, if it says it's this difficult, it's this difficult. And if it says, 20% difficulty, times that by 2, you're going to come in at spot 40 to 50 is where you're going to come in. You can then build from there off your on page, and you can build your site up from there as well. There's also one more question. Let me see what it was. GLN says, my site is 90 on mobile and 100 on desktop for speed. I have over 1,400 articles lifetime, 11-year-old domain. Internal linking is done perfectly. No dead links. All on-page and off-page SEO done properly. Wow. What a great question, Jalen. Thank you for putting that in there. I'm going to push back a little bit and challenge you. Quite frankly, if Ahrefs was good, and or if the SEO was as good as you say, you'd rank, right? Again, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be direct, but something's missing, right? If the difficulty is really easy in Ahrefs, and you made a page with such a powerful site, and you're not ranking, then there's one of three things that happened, and there are only three things. One, Ahrefs is complete, and they're not mutually exclusive. They could be inclusive. One, Ahrefs is complete and utter shit. Don't use it for keyword discovery. You can't. You just can't. Two, your site is not as powerful as you think it is. And there's some tactics you might be doing there that are just tactics from 10 years ago. Like you can ask Ryan, you can ask Greg. In the group, we see this all the time. Like there is a night and day difference between the real ranking factors that are actually ranking factors that we've found and tested from 6 years of testing them, and what everyone else thinks is a ranking factor. There's no other industry out there that is as misinformed as the SEO industry. And there's very few industries out there that have as much snake oil in them of people just telling outright lies, sadly, as the SEO industry.
There's no barrier to entry to be an SEO, technically. Right?
Exactly.
Anyone can be an SEO.
Yeah, anyone from anywhere with any unscrupulous motives or complete lack of education can get into it and start spouting off as to what they think a ranking factor is. I think that tulips are a ranking factor. Like they can say whatever they want, right? Or finally, three, what I've been talking about the entire time is maybe that wasn't a keyword you should have went for to begin with. Maybe we should have done some keyword discovery in a proper way, like we're doing it in Keyword Spy, to actually find keywords that you should go for. With such a powerful site, I guarantee to you will get rankings from our tool. I will right now 100% guarantee to you, if your site is as powerful as you say it is, if you use Keyword Spy and you go for the low-hanging fruit, you find the right keywords to go for, and you build it up in our system and you're all in the green, I guarantee to you, you will be somewhere on the SERP, probably from page 5 and up. You are more than welcome to come back on the show and say I'm wrong if I am. And then I'll ask to see your site and I'll ask to see your page and I'll help troubleshoot you right then and there. I will drop everything. I will give you free SEO consultation and I will do it for you right then and there live on the show, and or email me if you don't want people seeing your site. And I will do it for you over email. I charge $1,000 an hour for SEO consultation. I will drop that fee to zero for you, and I will drop everything and I will help you rank, because that would contradict every single data point I've received thus far that is attached to my name. I am giving for right now, for public, for everyone listening right now, I give you that guarantee. If your site is even half as powerful as you say it is, and you do the process properly in Keyword Spy, I guarantee to you rankings. I guarantee to you page 5 or above rankings. I 100% guarantee it now. And if it's not working, I will either fix it or I will refund your money, one or the other. And I will do that publicly if needs be. I'll put it out there right now, because that shouldn't happen, right? SEO should be scientific. It should be statistical. It should be calculated. We've spent 6 years perfecting that method of science and statistics and calculation and building AIs that work on this knowledge. The vast majority of my students succeed, the vast majority of them, and they succeed very well. That's why they stay in here. And I have students who've been in here for the entire 6 years, right? Lots of them, dozens and dozens. I have had so many students, and the reason why I'm mentioning it is because all the knowledge of Keyword Spy is based off of underground SEO University. I have so many students who have started as a junior SEO, then they became the marketing manager, then they became the CEO, and then they have their own employees in here. Ryan is one of them.
You're 7 or 8 now. It's been a couple of years since I've joined.
Yeah. He used to just rank a little bit, and now he's got his whole agency, and he's this big guy with expensive haircuts, and he's got videos made about him and everything. It's fantastic.
Invited on cool shows.
And he gets invited on cool shows and everything. So our system works. So it's super cool that AppSumo deal is coming out. If you want to try the whole system and get a grandfathered price, which is a very reasonable price considering what other AI tools cost and what we're going to cost in the future, I would highly recommend those things. I thought I saw another question there. So I give you that guarantee, Gillian. Steven says, if I enter keyword into Keyword Spy, how many will it return? It depends on the keyword. Sometimes we get thousands in keyword discovery you're talking about. Sometimes you get thousands of results. Sometimes you get dozens. But the AI will analyze based on this topic, what important topics are missing. It'll add those in. And it's basically kind of my process I showed in my free video, but we have an AI that has a lot of logic built in. There's a few AIs talking to each other there, and they will do it and check and do it and check and do it and check until it's good, and then they'll send it. GLN says, true, Ahrefs is poor and SEMrush. Yeah, I agree. Steven says, LOL, I should do a snake oil salesman t-shirt. Yes. I should have like a t-shirt where there's a snake oil bottle and I'm crushing it with a hammer or something like that. GLN says, could you prove it now? I can give you the keyword. I'd like to see how difficult it is on your system. Sure. What's the keyword? Skater XL mods. Sure. I presume we're doing the US. Are you a top-level expert in this? And by that, do I mean if you search Skater XL mods author, do you come up on this top one, 2, or 3 spots? I'll ask you that. Are we going to do the United States? Are you going to use AI content? And your domain you said is powerful. I'll set a powerful domain when I do it. But just let me know, are you a known author on this as well? Are you a known entity to Google? He says no. Good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for being honest. And a good thing that you know that and can recognize that. So I'll say we're going to use AI content. I'll say we already have a powerful site domain. We're going to say United States. We're going to say get results. Let's just go here quickly while that's running. And we're going to do Skater XL mods. Now this is my US search with English with personalization set to 0 is what this is. Okay. So it looks like, what is this thing here? It looks like, I'm sorry, Greg and Ron, if you don't have time for the meeting to go long. You guys are free to jump off if you need to. I can answer the rest of the questions.
I do have to run, but Josh, thanks for having me on. I will definitely watch this later. I'm kind of curious. And yeah, thanks for having me, Greg.
No problem, Ryan. Thank you for coming on. Thanks for all your awesome suggestions as well.
Cheers. See you guys.
See ya.
Okay, so we got Reddit. We got mods in a community. We got Nexus, fandom. Do you mind if I look at your website, GLN? So the keyword discovery report is done. Oh yeah, 5,491. 5,491, which is interesting. But so I don't know what Skater XL mods here are.
Yeah, if you just do a quick search to find the keyword he's interested in, I did that, and it's got some search volume, but very low CPC.
I noticed that. It's only 1 cent CPC.
Yeah, there's no money behind it.
Not a lot of money, no. It's down 23%. Very low competition. Not a lot of people would make a lot of money off of this, but that's okay. We're not critiquing your keyword by any stretch of the imagination there, GLN. But we're not critiquing it anyway. We're just looking at that and going, there might be some better keywords for you to go for. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe this Skater XL. The people are bidding 31 cents to be on that. There's 14,000 searches, as opposed to 2,400 searches. But again, I don't know if those are all the same thing or not. He says, yeah, I just wanted traffic with the avalanche method. I don't know what the hell the avalanche method is because I don't listen to any of the SEOs and I don't listen to the SEO amateurs, and that sounds like an amateur thing. So I don't know what that is. I don't know what the avalanche method is. Again, no offense, I'm not wagging my finger at you, but I spend 0 hours a week listening to what everyone else thinks is going on in SEO because everyone else is a moron. Literally everyone else other than me is a moron. Sadly, that's just the way it is. Not a lot of them are doing scientific research. And the ones that say that they are, when you actually check into their scientific research, they're actually not. So let me know what the avalanche method is. Let me know if I can take a look at your site. So the keyword difficulty here. Stephen, hi Stephen, how you doing? He answers, avalanche method is creating articles with low search volume, and then every month you start targeting higher and higher volume. Yeah, okay. We call that just building supporting pages or topical clusters. That's fine if you know what you're doing, if you're doing it right. It's not the only thing though. It's not, you can't call that like a single SEO method. It's not the only thing you should be doing. I'm not saying that's what you're saying. You would have to do more than just that, but yeah, okay. Well, that doesn't sound too bad, but that's just silos or topical clusters or building stuff. Okay. Games latest news. Okay. And it's .com. Yeah, here we go. So we have Session Skater XL, GTA Mod, Skater XL Mods PS4. That's a much easier one to go for. Mod Skater, Skater XL Mods. For our system, it says the difficulty using AI content is 30%.
So page 6-ish.
You have some big hitters, Reddit and Twitter. You got Mod Hoster, which is a big hitter. They have a huge page rank of 53 of 5.3. That's incredible. You have ones that are dedicated to it. EMQ in the title, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. You have EMQ in URL, 100%, 100%. You have EMQs in the page, not very good. You have EMQ page focus, which is pretty high, 38%. You have pages dedicated to this. You have EMQ site focus. You got sites dedicated to this, 30%. Nexus mods. EMQ title focus, 38%, 38%. Some have huge backlinks. Some have huge traffic that might be converting. And last but not least, you got one guy with brand awareness, Kotaku.com. So the good news is you don't have a lot here with brand awareness. I think Twitter should have brand awareness. That probably is. Oh, news.xbox has it. Twitter probably should have brand awareness. I think Reddit probably should have brand awareness. So there's some minor little bugs. AI sometimes gets a little confused. That happens. That happens with every AI system because they're all mostly based on ChatGPT or Claude, and both of those are buggy systems. So, but still, the score is still pretty decent. That would have changed it by like 1% up or down. But 30%, you should come on at page 6 for Skater XL mods. You should come on at page 6. And you've got some pretty stiff competition here. You've got some pretty stiff brands, quite frankly. You got ones that have, more important than this here, this really, is this thing. This is important. You have people who are dedicated to this. At least 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 are dedicated to this. 2 are doubly dedicated to this. So ranking for Skater XL mods is definitely going to be difficult.
Ask them what GTA 5 mod menus PC is. That in any way can he focus on that, because those are really low and everything else seems really high.
Yeah, that's a different game. That's Grand Theft Auto. So okay. Skater XL must be a game, I'm presuming. I've never played it personally, but GTA is a different game. Yeah.
Oh, so it's a completely different game.
But it looks like his site does gaming news. So yeah, he could focus on that, I presume.
Yeah, that's why this tool, I mean, I'm not going to plug it too much, but it's clear to me it like steers you in the right direction, whereas Ahrefs steered him in the wrong direction. I don't know. It just seems obvious to me.
No, you're right. Like, we should be doing Minecraft Forge. We should be doing Sims. These are getting easier, right? Look at when we calculate by the final ROI. When we calculate by the final ROI, here's Lover's Slab, whatever that is, if that's related, unless that's an AI mistake. Look, $14. Look at the ROI for this one, comparatively speaking, if that's actually something that is related to what you're doing. Looks like, I see video game stuff. Lover's Lab. Looks like there's sex games or porn games or something.
Yeah, it might be a little risque, but
I don't know if that is. But look, people are paying $14 for this, or $1.30. GTA 5 mod menus PC, and it's up 44%. And the Google Ads competition is low, 49,000 people searching it. And look how easy it is to rank for. There you go. This is where you need to be doing keyword discovery, and look at this and see this is the stuff you should be going for. Yeah, GTA 5 mod menus PC, Sim 4 mods. Look how much easier some of these are.
Gorilla tags. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's what you should be going for here.
That's huge numbers. 110,000, not 11,000, 110,000.
Yes.
Crazy.
That's 10% of a million. Yeah. 11% of a million. Yeah.
And not super difficult, about 22. So, page 4, page 5.
Yeah, this Gorilla Tag mods. We got, and then no one was really focusing it on the page. There's only one site kind of focused on it, and it's Nexus Mods again. That's your big competition is Nexus Mods. Look at this, these guys. And we got 4 YouTube videos. And then playgoogle.com. So ignore those guys. Then Game Banana, it has 2 spots up top. Whenever you see a site having 2 spots, ignoring YouTube, whenever you see a site having 2 spots, all these guys have crap CTA. All these guys have crap CTR on their site. Google's like, I don't know, Game Banana, like no one else wants to click on anything. Try this. They don't have the results that they want. And when they have YouTube in there, sometimes that means that no one is clicking this really, really well. So if you can do gorilla tag mods, if that's appropriate to you, I don't know, but the average difficulty is quite low. And this is an extra sign saying that if you can just convert pretty well on this, you're going to do really, really well on this. And this guy's at 8% difficulty, not difficult at all. His page is not focused on this at all, this gorilla tag mods. His site is, to somewhat. But yeah, so let me see here. Stephen asks a good diagnostic SEO question. Is his article indexed? GLL says yes. Says my site gets indexed after 1 hour no matter what I write. That's good. That's really good, GLN. That's a great site diagnostic factoid that your site gets indexed after 1 hour. That means Google trusts your site. That means Google does like your site, and people do read it and they do convert and you do solve their problems. That means your site is pretty powerful. You just went wrong because you used Ahrefs. You should be using a better keyword discovery method, quite frankly, is what you should be doing. To pick better keywords right off the bat and be like, okay, let's do final ROI here. Let's do, we got the keyword ROI. Let's do the ones that have the most money and do next 20 on these ones that have the most money. And then I like to sort it by, then after these are done, I'd like to sort it by monthly traffic that's low, because those are usually a much easier as well. And I'll do the difficulty for those as well and process that after these ones. So it looks like it likes your site. The Skater XL mods was a harder query for sure, GLN. It was a higher difficulty for sure, especially if you're going to use AI content, and especially, which is not that bad, but especially if you're not already seen as an expert in that specific niche. Just because you're an expert in games does not make you an expert in PS5 games and Xbox games and PC games and Nintendo games. Even if you have content on that, the question is, how much content across the board do you have on all these things? You've got 1,300 pages indexed here in Google. My G Infinity will just keep loading the results here. Okay, that's good. That's fine. And if I remove PC, how many do we have? 1 result. So they know you're all about PC. What if I remove Xbox entity? 1 result. They know you're all about that. What if I remove PS5? Even less. They know you're all about PS5, right? And look at the other entities that come up from their entity vector and reference rank, which we know how to put pages here, by the way. We know how to put pages in these buttons. If you want to join them, email me with the secret sauce in the subject line. I'll get you into Underground SEO University. You're even more about PS5 because the PS5 entity has 0 results than the 1 result. Interesting that your index page comes up for these things when I get rid of those entities. So it clearly thinks you are more dedicated to PS5. It thinks PS5 is more important. It's no accident that comes up first on the navigation. Links are a top left to bottom right importance on the page, and it's a number importance as well. I can show you, I just did that test 2 weeks ago. A big, huge, a single variable test. I can show it to you if you join Underground SEO University. I can show you all the test results we have for all the different algorithms. So it thinks you're more about this than this and this and this. You probably have more pages on this, and you have more pages on this, obviously, based on what I'm seeing here. He says, I'll give Keywords Spy a go. Thanks for the help. Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, there might be some more stuff you need to do on your site here. Some linking might need to be, some internal links might need to be fixed. But if you're indexing within 1 hour, that's really good. Email me joshpashinsky@gmail.com, and let me know who you are. And yeah, we should talk. We should talk because I see some opportunities here, especially for underground SEO University. Could be good. Yeah, get this going here. Check out the difficulty and see what's lowest on here. You can do it by final ROI and see what has the lowest, the easiest to rank for, but has the highest ROI. GTA 5 mod menus PC. You should clean up on this one, right? If you're not on page 2 or 3 when you index the page using our editor, let me know, because then something's wrong. Like that really should have worked. So yeah, you've got some really good opportunities here. So I hope that helps you out. Steven asks a really good question. He says, that's a nice looking site. Maybe you're approved for Google News? Good question. You should look into that, GLN. Get approved for Google News. Get yourself some higher rankings for sure. That might be a good idea. All right, guys, so that's been an hour and 45 minutes. So I will let everybody go. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you have any SEO questions at all, please email me at joshpashinsky@gmail.com. If you want to try Keyword Spy for free for 2 weeks, no credit card needed. We don't even need your email. We won't send you any spam. Just put in your Google login there and try Keyword Discovery for sure. Try out the whole system. Check out that AppSumo if you're only interested in keyword discovery as well. Make sure to click the like and subscribe and the bell for more SEO plus AI news. Guys, SEO and AI is the place to be. That is the future of SEO. Tools like this are the future of SEO. We just happen to be the first and the best. If you don't have AI on your side for SEO, you're going to have some serious trouble trying to rank in the future. So get AI working for you. You are going to get better wins. You're going to get more money. We can help you get more wins. We can help you get more money. All you need to do is use the right AIs or at the very least watch our show. We'll show you everything you need to do. All right, guys. So for Greg and myself, we'll bid you adieu, and we'll see you next week.
Have a good week, everybody.